In our previous videos, we made this solar array, right? So we made this solar angle as well as a solar path, and from that we derived a solar angle light shaft that is to illuminate our podium that is 1 foot by 1 foot, 3 foot high, and then the sculpture piece that is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot on top of that. From there, we use the angle that we found of these guys to make these solar rays. And we made it into a three-dimensional object so that we could use this to Boolean difference the holes, the apertures that we need for our project. So if you do have your 30 by 30 by 30 cube, this is what we're going to do. We'll take a box and bring it 3 foot high as a floor depth. There it is. And I'm just going to keep this so that I could copy it again later if I need to. Anyways, if I bring this guy up, no. If I draw another piece from the top of the podium to, top of the floor to top of the roof, and delete this part, we have now two parts of your box. One is the floor plinth, and the above is the whatchamacallit, the walls itself. I'm going to go ahead and do at 6 foot, comma, let's just say 15 foot. Whoop. Let's try it again. At 6 foot, comma, let's try 12 foot. And then it'll be 15 foot up. And move. I'm just using this as an example for our subtraction that we're going to make. So Boolean difference these guys. So we have an entrance part and the sunset porch. Okay, and that doesn't really matter what, because what I'm trying to explain is what we want to do is after you have completed your volumetric subtraction design for your 101 project, then we can really place this thing on there. Vice versa, you can also place the object in here. So move the podium and everything, move, and put it on top of your 3 foot height plinth. Move it along to where you probably want your podium to be. So if I make this thing so that I see this, if I want it in the center of the room, or if I want it maybe favoring one side or the other, I could do so, right? So maybe I would put my my podium on this side, so as I enter from the east side, I could come in and see the sculpture, walk around, and then maybe on this side there is the painting on this wall. As well, if there is a painting on this wall, there's going to have to be a window along this west side. So that's where we're going to work towards. Please note that as we make these things, right, where this thing winds up in the elevation. So let me try to copy this thing out. So two options, or maybe more, I don't know. If I take one of these, the light ray stuff, and put it put the podium closer to the wall, right? What's going to happen is that you have this thing that's very, very close to the wall, to the south wall, which means that in the elevation wise, all the light aperture is going to have to happen in this in that part right there. But maybe not so good, because we'll be touching the corner of this thing. So what might happen is that we'll move it something like that. So one of the aperture is on the roof and two of the aperture is on the wall. Likewise, you can also make it so that two of the aperture is on the roof and one of the aperture is on the wall. So that would be your choice in your design class. I'm just showing this to you so that we could deal with the light shaft in its own way. Okay, so kind of first decide where your podium wants to go and where your light shaft is going to be on the south wall and the roof. Once you do that, we could go on to the next part about making a hole in this thing.